our floating hinge. And in the rush of poorly cats and everything else, I have absolutely no idea where my book is. So hold on a minute while I find it. Mark will entertain you.
By singing?
Oh no.
Oh.
Right. I don't think I gave you any homework, did I? No, I'm nice like that. Okay, right, so all we're going to do tonight is make some inserts. Now, I've given you the sizes of the inserts that I cut for the Greenwich book. But quite frankly, you can make whatever you like. These are just ideas. It's very, you know, up to you, but at least you've got a base to work from. So here's my book. I have to say, I'm really pleased with this book and the way that this one turned out. I love these papers, this Fall Orchard. So I need to find my trimmer, and we'll cut them out page by page, I think. So let's start with black card. Baby Shark.
Mel. I'm Mel. Or Melanie.
Melanie. I'm going to be in so much trouble. So much trouble. She's complaining I'm quiet. Today. Well, all week actually. But it's been a bit manic. That's why. I shouldn't be mean to her really. Right, okay, so let's get going. We're going to do these ones for page 1. So when I open my book, I've got this little bit here that's got some mats in. You can make them whatever size you like. That is a standard 6x4 inch photo. This is a half size, so that's 3x4 inches. That should be 6x4 inches, but I've obviously cut it rather dodgy because that ain't 6x4. And then we've got this little one, which is for a 3x2 inch photo. Ruth, why are you singing Baby Shark?
Melanie. It's Melanie's fault.
I can see. Is she oh,
Yes.
she's giving away my secrets, isn't she?
She is.
That's not fair. Well, actually, it's perfectly fair. Well, who am I kidding? So that's what we're going to make now. So let's cut these out. We are going to cut. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut these all in one go. I'm going to cut them all in one go, and I'm going to put them in my book where they need to go, and then I'm going to come back and decorate them. So for page 1, I am going to cut one at 7 1/4 by 5 3/4 inches. So 7 1/4 by 5 3/4 inches. So let me grab my book, and that is going to go. I bet you I haven't decorated it. I bet you it was me that had homework, wasn't it? Yeah, I haven't decorated it. Oh well, never mind. That one's going to go in there. Just make sure it fits. Now, is that not going in because I've stuck it too well, or it just doesn't fit? I might take 1/4 inch off mine. You see, it's an absolutely immovable piece, this. You can make these whatever size you want to. I might take a bit more off it. Just make it fit. Like I said, it was just a ballpark figure just to get you started. That's good. Okay, and 6 by 4 inches, so that's good old regular standard size. That can go in there. 3 by 4 inches. And 3.5 by 3 inches. There's no particular reason for these sizings, it's just, you know, what's interesting. Now, on my Green Witch book, I actually put the photo mats directly onto these bits here. So that's up to you, but I'm going to make a couple of photo mats to go into here. Now, on my original Green Witch, I only did one 6x4 photo to go in there. However, I think it would be rather nice if we had 2. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut two 6x4s to go in each pocket.
2, not 3.
No, because there's 2 pockets and I'm going to cut 2 at 6x4 for each pocket. I haven't put that on the thing, but like I said, I've only put 1 for each pocket.
2 out.
But I think it would be nice to put. So I've got 1 in that pocket there, and I'm going to put 1 in that pocket, 2 in that pocket there. Okay. And then we've got our slit pocket. And we're going to make a couple to go in there. Oh, I'm knocking stuff everywhere here. I am going to cut. Why have I put 3 at 6x4?
That's what I was just asking.
Oh no, that's because I put 1 in the back pocket. 5.25 by. God knows what that measurement is. I'm going to go by 5.25 inches squared.
What's best to use when sticking photos onto mats?
Well, you have a huge range of options, really.
Kim says
Hi, Kim. I use tape. I know, for everything I say about it, I use double-sided tape. It's one of the very few times when I actually do use it. So in my slitted pocket there, I've put those 2, the 6x4 and the 5.25, whatever it was, okay? So these 2 pages, I've just put photo mats on those, you know that, so I'm leaving that as it is. And then we go on to this page, which is all of these bits here. So, yeah, we have some, yeah, Kim, probably best you don't drive and watch, because I wouldn't want to be responsible, you know, for any bad driving. I've got some removable photo glue. It sticks to, which, as you know, is my brand of choice. I haven't used it. However, a friend of mine, Laura, thinks it's wonderful stuff, and it was her suggestion that I started stocking it in the first place. So I haven't tried it, but I would imagine it's absolutely brilliant, especially if it's removable. But it comes in a tube, and I think it looks a little bit like, I could be wrong, but it maybe a little bit like silicone. I don't know. But I use double-sided tape personally, but I'd really be interested to hear what you guys think. Well, what do you all use to stick your photos in? I mean, God, I will use wet glue, but very little, because you don't want to leave lines everywhere, which is why I tend to go for the double-sided tape. But yeah, what does everybody else use? That's quite an interesting question, actually. So I'm going to cut a 6x4.
Is this another one?
Yeah, I'm on page 5 now. What the heck? That wasn't 6x4.
What you cut or what was supposed
Right, we're supposed to be cutting 6x4, but I managed to cut a 4x4. Just don't ask. I'm about to do the same thing again. So a 6x4 and a 2x5, which was long and thin. And they went in this pocket here. But you can add a load more than this. This is just baby steps. 6 3/4 by 7. And that big boy went in here. And then we've got this big pocket here. And we want a 7x7.
Read the easiest.
Well, apparently you can put photos in them. I have heard that.
I thought it was
You know, you don't have to.
urban myth.
I have put photos in books. But to be honest with you, most of the time I just make them because I like making them. But people do put pictures in them. So what was that one? 7x7. So I want a 6x6. The reason that we did a 6x6 was because that was the same size as the square. If you're using the Craftsmith pads, they've got square cutter parts in them. And that was the theory behind that. And then 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. There's no logic to these sizes, by the way. I just obviously thought it would be fun to do that particular size. So those go in that one. Okay, so now we've got this page here. So we've got this little pocket here and this big pocket.
No.
And that would be page 6. So we're going to cut 7 1/4 by 6 inches. That's near enough. That one's going in the back. And then 6 by 5.5 inches. That'll go in the front, I would imagine. Yep. And then 9 by 6 1/4 inches. Hi, Anne. You're all right. Don't you worry about being late. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. I'm kind of just rabbiting and making it up as I go along. But there we go. That's about usual. So I was going to go a big one in the back. Okay, which leaves us with this page, this funny middle flappy bit, and that page. So, itchy nose. 6 by 6. That will be to put a cutter part on. One of those ones that we've got.
Aren't you doing page 6?
I've done page 6, haven't I? We've just done that.
Oh, yeah.
So 6 by 6. That'll go in there. That's the cutter part size. 9.5 by 6.5. Is it 9? Did I say 9? Yeah, 9.5 by 6.5. That'll go in there. Hopefully. Might need to take. Oh no, that's all right. Right, and then this middle bit, this flappy bit in the middle. Oh no, that is the flappy bit in the middle. That one goes in there and pokes out. Uh, 7.25 by 5. That one goes in that middle flappy bit. And then the back page, we've got six by 6. That's obviously for a cut apart. And 9 by 6.25. Now, I know for a fact that this book will hold 2 or 3 times more than that. So you feel free to make as many as you want. I know it's going to hold a whole load more. So, decorating photo mats. What we're going to do? Well, when I'm doing my photo mats, let me just grab that Christmas book again, because this will give you a good idea. When I'm making photo mats, what I like to do is, you see, we talked about this the other day, didn't we, in the clinic, about if we give our books away. I don't give my books away because I'm selfish. Sometimes I put photos in them, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't, because I make the book for the love of making the book rather than, rather than something more practical, shall we say. Or some books I put photos in. But I do like to say where the photos would go if I was going to put them in. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, you're going to use less pattern paper. That's the theory. And 2, I just think rather than, you know, a blank piece of, you know, just one whole piece of pattern paper, it looks much nicer if you put an idea of where the photo would go on. Now, I cut out a whole load. I keep a stock of photo mats that I make up. So when I'm using like white card and I've got offcuts, I cut them down into 6x4s, 3x4s, 3x2s, and I stamp them with my stamp, which, yes, I do have. Oh, I haven't got many actually. I'm gonna have to get some more made. Some more of these stamps in stock. And these are the place photo here ones, which they're just, for me, it just finishes it off. I think it looks really smart, especially if you're going to give it away. If you're going to, you know, stamp or just write on it place photo here, it gives people, you know, an idea of what it's for. And then on this one, I've just drawn around it with a pen. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing fancy. But I like to put, like I said, an idea of where the photos are going to go. So same on this one. These are all 3x4s, but, you know, bear in mind that photos can be, you know, 5x7, 6x4 is the standard size, all sorts of different sizes. So in this one, what I've done is I've used white card, but I've matted it. So just for a little bit of definition on the ones that I've stuck directly onto the page, I've just put it onto, you know, the black background card and added it on there. But you can see on some of these other ones, what I've done is I've used the photo mat as an opportunity to embellish, shall we say. So I've matted this, And it's given me a great excuse to use up some of the odds and ends that I've still got left over of my pattern paper, because this paper is too nice not to use as much as you possibly can. So I've used one of the cutter parts, I've used some of the pattern paper where I've joined it there, I've done a little bit of fussy cutting and put that on there. Same on the back, I've just picked you know, a piece of pattern paper and I've fussy cut this out just to give it a little bit of interest. Okay, this is a great place to put a little tiny photo, which, what did I say, that's 3 by 2 inches. And then I've just added you know, some pattern paper just for interest. And like I said, this is a great way to use up your offcuts. You can have them just on their own with pattern paper on the back. It's, you know, it's entirely up to you what you do with them, but I like photo mats, and the reason that I like photo mats is because it gives you an opportunity to still carry on being creative. But also, if we're using photo mats and putting them in pockets, we're not covering up our papers. Now, these papers that we've used here, they have quite a lot of white space on them. So it's perfectly okay in my head for us to put our photo mats directly onto the pattern paper, because we're not covering huge amounts up. But if we're making photo mats and putting them into pockets and whatever, we're not covering up our stunning papers. They're still there. That's my theory. So here, once again, I've just 6 by 4 photos. You know, they can be double-sided. If you're running out of pattern paper, result. But like here again, just a little opportunity, little photo, but I've used some of my pattern papers and the you know, some of the strips just to add interest to the photo mats. So there we go. So I don't think there is any mileage at all in me sitting here and decorating up photo mats for you. But before we go, don't forget that you have got these lovely, cute little. Poor Mel, I was giving her the night off with these. I said, no, we don't want a charm. You've got too many of the charms to make. I'm going to be generous and say we don't want a charm on this one. And then I decided that this book wouldn't be complete without a Mel charm. See, I've gone back to Mel now because I'm being nice about her. You know, so we needed a Mel charm. So she came up with this bright idea, which was brilliant, just to put some little charms onto clips, and it just finishes it off, just makes a little bit, you know, a little bit more interesting. And I thank her very much because she had 1,000,001 other things to do, but she still found time to make those for us. So I think that was ace of her. So there we go. As far as the floating spine book goes, we're done. The more bits that you put into it, the better it will sit. So this still needs a few more bits in it just to make it sit right, and then that'll you know, that'll make my front catch on the magnet. There we go. But then the idea, you see, is that this floating spine, once it's full, that will all come out and we've got our floating spine there. Okay, so there we go, we're all done.
Well done.
I'm really glad you like this book. I like this book very, very much. I have to say, I'm really amazed at it. My brief to myself in my head was a simple book that we're just focusing on the papers, we're not doing any fussy cutting, and no charm. Well, that didn't quite work out, but more or less I think, you know, it did. It's something a little bit different. It'll look nice on your bookshelf, it'll look nice on your coffee table. I can't wait to see what you're doing to finish them off, so please, please, please do show me. Put stuff in the group for us all to see what you're making, because that's really cool for us all to see and very inspiring. And don't worry that you think that yours looks like somebody else's. It doesn't matter. I still think it's absolutely great to see what you've all been making. So we will meet in here next Thursday at 7:30 to start our Christmas book. We will meet the following Friday in Crafting Together with all brands. Do go and join if you haven't already. brilliant group. They have loads and loads and loads of people doing classes in there, so you're going to find lots of things of interest. There are some back classes of mine as well. The office hours book and of course the Bloom Street book was originally done in there, and I think that's about it. We've done the draw,
We have.
I've shown you the folio, we've done the inserts for our book, and your kits are on the way. So next Wednesday we're starting the Christmas book. Mel, but I bring you kit, hadn't I, really? Right, thank you so much, everybody, and we will see you soon, and I'll let you know how Martha's doing. So I better go and have a wash now and get rid of all the cats in. Anyway, thank you very much indeed, and we will see you next Wednesday. Lots of love. Bye.